Our next presenter is Allie, and she is a local entrepreneur, marketing guru, and philanthropic contributor. She's taken her love of connecting and mobilizing people not only by presenting tonight, but also having helped put on Ignite Lincoln. So please give a very, very warm welcome to my co-MC, Allie.
Well, welcome. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about how you might be connected to Brad Pitt. Now, I was asking ahead of time, I said, connected to Brad Pitt's a great thing if you're a woman. What's the equivalent if you're a guy? I didn't get a straight answer, so I won't go down that route. But the main thing that we're talking about is how big is the world? 24,901.55 miles around the Earth. That's pretty big. 70% of the Earth is covered by water, 30% is covered by land, 6.8 billion people on the Earth. That's a lot of people to be connected to. In 1890, people didn't go farther than 200 miles outside of their hometown. That's like going to Kansas City and back. That's it. You haven't seen Chicago, you haven't seen New York. That's the farthest that you've gone in your life. As things moved, they had transportation just to get from point A to point B. You had a horse, then you had a car, then you had a plane. You were moving people from one place to the next. In that, you also moved messages. You communicated. Now we have things like the telephone. They had the television. With the emergence of the internet, people changed how they communicate. No longer did you have to go to someone's door to talk to them. You could call them on the phone. You could get on the internet and email them, which then also leads to the emergence of social media. When you get on Facebook, when you get on Twitter, when you're talking on LinkedIn, you're no longer just facilitating a conversation directly towards someone else. It may be someone you don't even know. And why is that important? It brings us to the fact that we're a small world and we still have 6 degrees of separation, which means that you're probably 6 people away from anybody in the entire world. So you could be connected to Brad Pitt. That's where this all came from. But if it really is 6 degrees, where did that come from? And why are we talking about that? Well, the original theory was developed by a guy that I can't say his name. I tried, I did phonetics, and I butchered it, so I'm not going to say it. But he developed it in about 1920. And he just means that friendship networks are getting closer together. They're spanning larger distances, which means that now ABC said, hey, you know what? This is a great enough thing that I'm going to go ahead and we're going to research this for our show. They partnered with the university, sent out emails, said, do you know this person? And it hit 600,000 people in 170 countries, and the average distance away they were from someone they had no idea who they were 6 degrees of separation. So what does that mean today? Are we still 6 degrees of separation away from people? We have a shrinking world. That means that someone in China, someone in Japan, someone in Germany, you might be working with, but the reason that you're working with them is because they found you on a blog, or they found you through another person on someone else's blog. It means the world's shrinking, and now we can measure the impact of that. The average person has maybe 72 contacts. Give or take, babies have fewer, older people have more. Let's say it's 72. We all know about half of the people in those networks. So let's take that times 32. All the way down to the 6th degree, you have 7.5 million people that are 6 degrees away from you. Remember, there's 6.8 billion people in the Earth? Think about that. That's huge. You're 6 degrees away from all of those people. So think about this for a second. With all of the social media tools, who you know, through blogs, through Twitter, through Facebook, through phone calls, are we 6 degrees of separation away, or are we 3 or 4? How did you get your job? Was it through somebody else? How did you find out about something? Was it through somebody else? Think about the concept of LinkedIn. They capitalize on the fact that you are only so many steps away from influential people that can change your world. They can give you the opportunity of a lifetime. That didn't exist. You used to be able to send your resume out and hope somebody called you back. Now you can communicate with people all around the world. It gives you an upper advantage when it comes to getting your message out. The other thing it helps you to do is you can collaborate and innovate like no other time before. The greatest idea that you have is 10 times greater in someone else's mind. So utilize those other minds, build on that, and use a network that you've never even touched in your whole entire life. They're across the world. So my question to you tonight is, how will you connect? How will you use this 6 degrees of separation to build your network and further your career and your personal impact on this earth? It's phenomenal. What do you want to do? So the question is, are you connected to Brad Pitt? Really, 6 degrees away. He grew up in Springfield, Missouri. If you're from Springfield, maybe you are 5 connections away from Brad Pitt. But my guess is that we probably, most likely, are connected to Brad Pitt in some way, shape, or form. If you really want to find out, try it out tonight and let me know how it goes. Thank you.